Welcome to my space and thoughts on all things adventure and travel and fun. As you can see me all suited up. This is what it usually looks like when you go diving. So come on right in and let's go into today's story. So welcome back again, guys. And today I want to share with you the story about my love for water. As I mentioned, I'm an aqua girl. Anything water, you name it, I'm there. Dufum pararo, swimming, diving, whatever it is, as long as there's a mass of water involved, I'm inside, in it. And today I said, let me come geared up so at least we can be in the mood and feel like we're there diving. So today I want to give you the story of when I went diving with nurse sharks, grey nurse sharks to be exact. This was in just before Rona hit, last year, January, 2020 January, Australia, in Sydney. I had gone to visit my sister who lives there with her family. And the year before, 2019, December, I had just gotten certified as a dive master. So while we were there, I'm like, there's no way I can go to another continent and not dive. But the first thing I really wanted to do was go diving at the Great Barrier Reef. But the season was off. They were saying it was rainy, it was windy, visibility would not be the best. And I really had to compromise and just pick a different dive location. And so we went diving at Manly. This place it's somewhere in Sydney, Manly. My mom and sister drove me there. I went diving. The dive boat met us on the mainland, and there was also another lady who was on board, who was waiting to get on the boat. We were welcomed by instructor Struan. You had to show your ID to show that you're a certified diver. Did that, got on the boat, and then we began our trip. We went out for about how many minutes? Maybe 15 minutes on the boat out into the waters, into the ocean. And as of course, those who know, if you're a diver, you know the diving community is not filled with our complexioned people. I was the only chocolate person there on the boat. Let me just say that. The only chocolate female, I think. There was another guy, but he looked not African, maybe Brazilian or something. And so that aside, we got our wetsuits on. The ocean there is very cold, eh? It's not Indian Ocean. So we had a 6 millimeter wetsuit on, and everybody geared up. We were gearing up while we were there. We were getting our BCDs. We were getting our regulators. I put that aside. Just assembling all our gear and getting ready just before we jumped in. There was a line for us to hold on to so that we don't be taken away, because the current was a bit strong. I've never been in ocean, in water where the current was that. It was a bit strong, and that water was freezing cold. Freezing cold. Indian Ocean is a blessing. If you are blessed to have the Indian Ocean, please always go in. The water there was frozen. So when we got in, people were now descending one by one, and just before we descended, our instructor Struan was speaking with the captain of the boat, and while we were there, like in my eyes view, I just saw a fin. Now this is the sign for a shark. So I just saw a fin and told us, yo, there's a shark coming. I was afraid yet excited, because though nurse sharks, if you Google them, there are no sharks that eat human beings. We have been lied to a lot about that. Sharks don't eat people. People die more of hippo attacks than they do of shark attacks. Please Google and find out. So these were grey nurse sharks, mainly feed on lobsters and, algae and other things that is not human beings. So he just turned, confirmed, and said, don't tell the rest because somebody might freak out, and you don't want to freak out when you're in the water. So we just quickly descended down. went and then we began our dive in this very, very cold water. So while we were there, we didn't see the shark again, unfortunately. Or fortunately, we didn't see the shark again. We went through, we descended down, I can't remember how many meters down we went. It could have been not more than 15 meters. 15 meters down, we went through a swim hole that was really dark. There was, a swim hole is like rocks stuck together, which you can swim through, so a swim hole. Went through that, and you know, when you're wearing this BCD, at the back here is usually where you have your tank. So the swim holes were not that big, and I remember I could have scraped myself somewhere because there were tight spots, and I realized other guys had their their diving gloves on. I didn't have mine, so there was a point you had to like pull yourself through. Went through it. I was just like, this is a really boring dive because I was, first of all, so cold. Me and cold weather, I like this. I don't do well with the cold weather or just anything cold. So when we went through, after scratching myself, that is, I just like, anyway, the ocean will heal it. Everything is healed in the ocean. That's what I believe. So we went through, exploring through the swim hole. It was 2 swim holes we went through. And the guy had said we're going to get to a wall where we'd meet the shark. So I'm like, yeah, we have been diving for about 15 minutes now, and I'm just really cold and not seeing any sharks or nothing. So I was like, this is kind of boring. And you know, in the ocean, you can't talk to nobody. You're by yourself with your thoughts. So I was like, anyway, let's just keep at it. So when we just went further down, maybe could have been 50 meters, we came to the wall. There's a sort of we came to this part. So there was a channel there. So we came to this wall, and when we got there, there was so many nurse sharks over there. There were about maybe 7 or more. There were 7 or more. There were a number, and I was so excited. Every time I go diving, I have my GoPro, and so I have my GoPro, super excited, pressing record. The current is strong. You have nothing to hold on to, like literally, because there's nothing to clasp. It's just rock, and then it's slippery because it's wet, or rather it's in the ocean. So you can't hold on to something. So I'm excited. I'm like, I want to even just go and record these things up close in their faces, but I had to stay far behind. And this time, mind you, I had braids, which are just going everywhere. The hairband had already gotten lost. The current is just, this current was really pulling and pushing. It was a bit strong. And so in the middle of my recording, I'm recording the nurse sharks that are right below me. There was a mommy shark, a baby shark. Little did I know there was a daddy shark coming on my left side, and Stuan had seen it. So he had to yank me back and tell me, be careful, because I could have maybe, startled it a bit, and then you don't want to find yourself disturbing the nature. So he pulled me back. We were able to just sit for we were there for about 3 to 4 minutes, just watching the sharks, and it was the most exciting thing ever. Like, it was, you know how when you guys go to Masai Mara and you see lions and you're super excited? This is 10 times more excitement because you're in their territory, unprotected and anything, you're just there. And the sharks were busy minding their own business. Nobody was caring about us. The mommy shark was down there. I recorded the video, though the clarity was not the best. It was, the visibility under there was about maybe 10 meters, and then it was a bit hazy. I guess the current was just carrying a lot with it, but it was amazing. I'll never forget that. It was just mind-blowing. The best, for so far, one of the best dives I've ever had. There's more I'll come and explain and tell you guys about, but that was one of the best dives ever because I was able to conquer my fear. Hallelujah. Most of us fear sharks, but they are our friends. And you know the way we are told to protect lions? We also need to protect sharks because they're the ones who keep the ecosystem of the ocean balanced. Without them, it would just be a whole mess. And people are killing them ruthlessly everywhere. But let me tell you, this blue planet of ours under here, you guys need to try. I wish I could get more of us dark-skinned peeps, my Africans, to go diving. You know, it's like the best thing ever. And if you want to go diving, let me know. I have friends I can connect you in the coast who you can plan with and go for. You'll have, of course, your diving classes before you go diving, and then you'll be able to go dive with turtles and dolphins in Wasini, and just seeing the different kinds of fish, the eels. I'm fascinated a lot by nature, so for me, seeing these nurse sharks up front, face to face, unobstructed, not on National Geographic, was a very exciting thing. And it was when we got back to the top, because you know you can't talk at the bottom, everybody's just watching and excited. All you can do is just, like, you know, say that everything is okay and it looks really good. This is the underwater sign for okay. This is just means up, so you just say it's okay, it's really good. We really enjoyed ourselves. When we got back up to the surface, everybody was talking about it. It was exciting, and I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity to go diving in Manly and see the sharks. Had I gone to Great Barrier Reef, maybe I'd not have seen them. Who knows? And so that was my trip to Manly, where I was able to go diving with sharks. You should try it in your life if you've been diving before. Let me know where you've been diving at, or the things you've seen there, or places you can recommend where we can go diving that you have been and have really enjoyed yourself. And if you also would like to learn about diving, you can comment down here, and I'll give you feedback on where you can be able to get a place to go diving. So that's my story with the sharks, beautiful grey nurse sharks. I hope you enjoyed it. If this is the kind of content you're into, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, don't forget notification bell, so that whenever a new video is out, you're notified as one of the first people. So thank you so much, guys. See you next week, same time. Bye.